Hey, good morning guys, how you doing? Happy Wednesday, hope you're doing well. How's your week been so far? Be sure to use the chat, guys. Welcome back to the channel, appreciate you joining. We might head over to the calendar and have a look, see what's happening today. And just a reminder guys, please sub to the channel, like the video, and turn on that notification icon. So we've got Wednesday, Jan 15, 8:30 a.m. So an hour and a half away from now, we've got core CPI month on month and CPI year on year. So definitely a high impact news event, one that we can anticipate will generally move a fair amount of points. So who's going to be expediting some evals today? Let us know in the chat. I will also drop a link in the chat. Let me grab it, because I will be heading over and watching Day Trading Realtor's stream, where he will go through the one shot, one kill process. I think he may also be expediting an eval. I will be expediting 2 evals myself, or at least attempting to. Good morning, Mohammed. There we go. So head over to Adam's stream around 8:15. I think he's going to kick that off, and join in and see if you can expedite an account. It's the quickest way to get those evals passed. If you're using a My Funded Futures account, make sure that you have taken at least one trade prior to trying to expedite, and hold that trade for at least 15 seconds. Now you really need to have one trade in the bag. Then also look at Apex. Apex is good. I passed some Apex on NFP last week. And remember, of course, you can use code Jimmy. There is still time. And you will be able to get 50% off your Apex accounts. And My Funded Futures have 40% off their 50k Starter Plus accounts for new users, and 20% off for existing users. Jerome loaded up. You got an eval, buddy, a 250k eval. That's what I'm running with. I've got 2. Where are they? Let's have a look. I have 2 in my trade copier, ready to go. So I'm ready. It's on, ready to go. So, and I will execute from TradingView and let my trade copier do the rest. Trade copier has a built-in feature where I can just set the profit goal. So I've just set that to 15.5k. The pass is 15. I've just given it a little bit of room. And then it will automatically liquidate the accounts at that point. So we've had the last couple of news events have been really quite good. NFP was a beautiful trade. If you were expediting, it just went in one direction with only, I think it was a 4-point manipulation move. And the same with PPI yesterday. PPI was great. If you were trying to one shot, one kill yesterday, it was a great little move. Same thing, I think it only manipulated 4 points. So hoping for the same today on CPI. I would love to get another couple of counts in the bag. By the way, good morning, Jerome. Good morning, Karaoke Kings. How you doing? Yeah, I can help you out with NinjaTrader, Jerome. That's no stress. I have some have a couple of videos on setting up your accounts, your TradeAvate accounts in Ninja, and then also the trade copier I use, which is the duplicate account actions by Affordable Indicators. I have a video on how to set that up as well. But feel free to DM me on Discord, and I can help out with NinjaTrader setup. Is it Jean? I hope it's Jean. Good morning. How you doing? All right, so we've had a look at the calendar. We've got CPI. Let's have a look at oil. Don't need all that news. I used to be able to get rid of these panels. I don't know why I can't seem to do it now. I don't know if anyone knows the answer, but I can't get rid of these two panels and have the news at the top. But anyway, so we've got oil inventory at 10:30. So if you're trading oil, have a consideration for the 10:30 news. If you're already in a trade with the open at 9, then you might want to consider exiting that position prior to inventories dropping, unless you think the inventories will move to your drawn liquidity, for example. Talking about oil, let's jump over to the charts. We might have a look at the, I took a long, sorry, did I take a long? I took a short rather, during London. Excuse me, it wasn't even that long ago and I can't remember. How good's that? I took a short during London, so let's go and have a look at that trade and see why I took that trade. So starting on the daily, and in all honesty, I didn't consider the daily for this position. All right, I was not looking at the daily. I just looked straight at the hourly. And as we came into London, this was the candle I was most interested in, the 2 a.m. candle. Now, I trade the unicorn model, or I have my own model called Pegasus, and if neither of those set up, then I look to take continuation trades, which is essentially T-Trade's fractal model. So shout out to T, is obviously an amazing educator and has an amazing approach to the market. So just want to give him a shout out. Maybe he'll see this, you never know. So I was looking at price, we swept this high. This was my hourly point of interest, and then we see the 2 a.m. candle closed back inside the range of the 1 a.m. candle. So that was the first thing I was looking at. So straight away dropped down to the 5 minute, and I do have the high time frame candles here. I use the Fardy indicator for that, so it's always visible. And when I see something like this, obviously I can't see further to the left. I mean, you can add as many candles to this as you like, I think. So when I see this formation, I'll just jump straight out to the hourly if I'm already on the 5 minute, and then I'll look to see if we've swept a point of interest, because I do want to see that point of interest swept. So we can see that this was the high, and what I do see as price moved higher here, it's like a step ladder, step in higher as we go. Okay, so what I'm then looking at is, why is that relevant? Because this is low resistance liquidity, and this is really quite evident when you see this after it's played out, step ladder up, elevator down, and you can see that price essentially just went straight down. There was no real stepping on the way down here. So this was what drew my eye. Sweep of the London high already, higher time frame point of interest. And then we have, I wasn't looking, I actually didn't look at this formation here as a breaker. I know some people did take this trade using this as the breaker. That's not what I was looking at. For me, if you look at the higher time frame candle, this breaker formed in the body and the bottom half, so in the wick to the downside. Ideally, if I'm going to use a unicorn, I want to see it form to the top, to the high side, and then price. So we get the sweep, we put in a high. So I still want to see a sweep, that's fine. And we put in a high. This wasn't there because I wasn't looking at that. What we see is the 3 o'clock candle here. This became my point of interest. We got a bullish candle into this bearish FEG. So then I was looking for price to close below this level here. So once price closed below, I market ordered in. And if I bring up the screenshot, bear with me. So this is the screenshot of the actual trade. This was taken on my top step accounts. So when I market ordered in, I actually didn't get a fill to, it filled me down here on the wick of this candle. So that's why you can see that's where the position tool is located, because that's where I actually got filled. So I got filled around that level there, and I put my stop at the high, and then I was just looking for 2R. I was just chasing that 2R. Now what I really liked is that when price came back up, because we had a rejection here straight away, is that we respected the 50% level of this 3 AM candle. We respected it here, we came lower. Again, we respected it perfectly. There was multiple opportunities to get into this trade again. Yeah, 3 AM, yeah, it's definitely a good time in the market, I agree. I'm always waiting for around that time myself. That's 6 PM here. And I always know that around that time it's going to start, the market's going to start doing something. So we can see the respect given to this up close candle multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then I was in the trade. I had some drawdown, obviously a little bit more than I would have preferred, because ideally it would be nice to be filled up here somewhere, but that's okay. The trade played out, and I had conviction in the trade because we had the Asia low and we had this low resistance liquidity. So I just held the trade through till 2R and got out and went and had some dinner. So perfect time. Anyone got any questions about that trade? I mean, there was no, if you wanted to use the breaker, you could have. I had a question asked in the Discord about this, and initially my eye drew to this as the breaker. But when I had another look at it, because this is the lowest down close candle in the leg that swept liquidity, but because that's a failure swing, you would look at this as the low. So this series of candles here would actually be your breaker, with this being the lowest down close candle. This just a fractal move, this up close candle just a fractal move, so this would be the actual breaker, and then through you see an FVG that's aligned with it, and again you would, for me, I would have put my stop above the breaker and just seeking 2R, and 2R achieved. Yeah, with the sweep of the Asia range and then a high time frame point of interest as well, and then we get this reversal formation, Mohammed, then yeah, certainly confluence that we're going to go lower, especially with the low resistance liquidity, the way it was formed here. This, as I said, step ladder up, and then we have this elevator down. It's quite clear, you can see that perfectly. Okay, let's move over to NQ. And obviously with CPI this morning, guys, any analysis we do will likely be destroyed by CPI. But we'll have a go anyway. We can see current daily candle is still inside the range of the previous day, so we haven't swept the high or the low as yet, and that's no doubt intentional. Market maker building liquidity for CPI. I still feel like we're going to move lower. I feel like we're still going to go down here, and price is the current location is this bearish point of interest. So moving out of this bearish FVG, this would be our first target. So looking for price to move lower. Let's drop down to the hourly. You can see the consolidation here. Price starting to get a bit of a move higher, but is it an AMD? CPI might run the highs here. You can see these failure swings, these equal highs, and then we might see price continue to move lower from there. Thought we'd have a quick look at change in the state of delivery and how I use the line chart. I've had a few questions in regards to that lately. So a change in state of delivery is the first moment in time we get a change in trend. So if we're looking at this, say this price action here, for example, it's a little bit choppy. Okay, but if I was going to look at the chart, I would say it's likely this level here. It's likely this level here because we also have this displacement here. And yeah, it can be a failure swing, that's all right. Because what we're looking for is that first moment in time. We need to have that paired with displacement, and we see that here. So how do I get, or how do I use the line chart to give me a clearer view on that, or to confirm my idea? So when you drop the line chart on, you can see quite clearly how the move up, down, and then through. So the line chart helps to clear it up. Now my line chart settings, I'll bring that up. This is the settings I use. I've found this to be the settings that give the clearest picture, I guess. So I don't know if you want to screenshot that, or you can watch this back, but that's the setting I use. That's not the default setting, so you'll need to change that. So you can see that this is the first moment in time we get that change in trend. Low, high, higher low, higher high. That's the first moment in time. Now if we switch back to the candle chart, we can see our price has respected that level as well. 3 times we've come into that level, and 3 times price is held. So if I was using the failure swing to run my projections, run these projections from the low to the high, you can see the price did in fact reach into the -2 to 2.5, albeit just, but it did. And then we had a retracement. So generally, if we see price move through and close beyond, then we could anticipate price reaching to the -4. We haven't got that yet. So we'll see how price moves with CPI. Will we take out the highs here on the move higher before price moves lower? Or will we just shoot lower? I guess we'll see. We look at ES. Similar story to NQ. Yesterday my bias for NQ and ES was opposing. I actually had a bearish bias on NQ. We did in fact get a bearish closure. Not very convincing. And then for ES I had a bullish bias, and we did get a bullish closure, but again not very convincing. This candle here, the Monday candle, is the reason why I was leaning towards more of a bullish day for ES with this candle closure, but we didn't sweep a point of interest, or we filled this, actually we did fill that, the remainder of that FVG through here. So you can utilize that as a point of interest. So that's why I was looking at that and anticipating price to move higher. Again, the day before CPI, I'm not surprised with how the candle formed. So we're still inside a bearish FVG. Price is currently respecting 50% of the wick to the high side here. You can see we've wicked straight off that. So we're looking for price to move lower while we respect this level. We're looking for price to move lower. And look, we might even come up and, you know, sweep the high and then move lower, but that would still be respecting this. It's only when we get a candle closure through that we start to disrespect our PDRAs. So a similar story, obviously, with ES here, though we did have this SMT between NQ and ES at this level, but we still have these value swings. We could easily see price sweep this on CPI before moving lower. For this consolidation, manipulation, distribution. Smaller range on this sweep here. If price was to run higher and test this level, that would be a target region. Somewhere up around the 5929. Let's head over to oil on the daily. So we've had consistently strong moves higher. We had a small period of consolidation here, but breakaway gap, you know, we've continued to move higher with displacement on CL. I'm not surprised to see price stall a little bit. You know, we've got these highs over here from back in July. You know, are they still relevant? Well, price did react to them. And we did move back inside the range. Yesterday was an inside candle. Today has already swept previous day low. So I could see price continue to move higher here. Will it move straight away, or are we going to come down into this gap first? We've already swept the low here, but we do have Monday's candle, which opened with no wick to the downside. So strong draw on liquidity there. Sweeping previous day low already is giving me the idea that we might see price push higher. Smooth edges at the highs, still respecting the bullish PDRAs, so price is still supported by this bullish FEG here, even though it's been in there several times. Looks a little bit like yesterday as we move into New York, a little bit like a seek and destroy profile as we move into New York. But New York did move away yesterday, even though we were having that seek and destroy approach. This is probably a little bit more seek and destroy, in my opinion, than what yesterday was. This is definitely clearer. You can see that that expansion, that sort of megaphone. So what you could do here is you could use the extremes of the range to look for opportunities to get back, to get into a position, and then look to target the midpoint of the range. So I'm sure inventories will decide a direction. But while we're supported here, I can see price potentially moving higher. We have a change in the state of delivery. Not really. There's no displacement lower that I can see. This would possibly be the area, but I don't think there's an FEG here. And you want to see that displacement. So I'm not convinced that there's a change in the state of delivery there. Let's have a look at gold. Gold's had a bit of a run today. So the average range, the average daily range for gold is around 34.46, so a little bit lower than what I've drawn there. And if you can see, we've already run $27.6, so I would say 80% of that range already. So I'd be cautious if I was looking to take longs at this point with the expansion. Look at the 7 hour. Asia didn't do much, and then London's expanded higher. I think we may see a possible New York reversal. Karaoke Kings NQ what, buddy? So price is displacing higher here. Let's have a look at hourly. If we don't see that New York reversal, we do have all this low resistance liquidity up here, which price seems to be running for at the moment. Here's our target region, -2 to 2.5. And while price is respecting the bullish PD arrays, then you can anticipate price to continue to move lower. To move higher. We've had some really nice price action through the last few hours, and we've displaced higher just about every candle here. We'll see if price has a willingness to get up to this level, and then we can look to reassess. Alternatively, price gives us some structure here and a change in the state of delivery is what I'd be looking for. But I couldn't look to be bearish on gold until we see some sort of structure and change in the state of delivery, just because of this move being so strong. And you can see, for example, here, we had 3 hours of retracement, but price found some legs and moved higher. Let's have a look at Dixie. So Dixie hit our target. We've been chasing this target, the -2 to 2.5, for a while, since we printed this bullish unicorn. The price reached up into that level. We saw a retracement. Price came back up into this level, but we've been unable to close through. Again, if we get a close through, then we can anticipate price to reach max extension, the -4. But we are seeing a retracement at the moment. Swing point candles closed back inside the range of the previous day, and I would use this as a level, as an important level. Standard deviations closed back inside the range, and then we straight away sold off from there. We've now got a balanced price range with an inversion, and did price tap into this gap? Looks like it's put in equal lows there. So I think there's still potential for more downside, at least to see if price reaches into this gap here. What's the low there? 666, 667. So it actually, yeah, just fell a touch short. What I'd be looking for if price moves lower as well, this would be an order block I'd be looking at, and I'd be looking at these opposing candles in the 50% of that range to see if that level's respected. So we'll go with a bearish bias for Dixie. Euro futures. So price on the daily here has moved from this swing low. We then pushed through and disrespected this bearish FVG. So we could look for price now to continue into this FVG and see how we react there. Do we turn around here, or do we displace through this level as well, and then we'd be targeting these highs? On the hourly, we had a change in state of delivery. Let's see how we are with our projections. So we have this is the higher of the daily bearish FVGs, this one here, so that's aligned with the -2. And price is still stepping higher, respecting the bullish PD arrays. See price holding this bullish PD array here, and we're doing some consolidation, and we'll no doubt see quite a reaction on 6C when CPI drops as well, being paired with the US dollar obviously. So it's understandable that price is consolidating here. But this would be my area of interest where I anticipate price to move to in a bullish scenario. If any of you guys do trade oil, just while I think of it, just remember RB1 is your correlated pair, and you can use RB1 to look for SMT with CL. Have a look at GU on the daily. The GU is respecting the bearish PD array here. Respecting this bearish FVG. So we put in low resistance liquidity through here as well. Anticipate price to move from internal to external. Dugu or Dagu, is it? Dagu, g'day, good morning, how you doing? Hope I said your name right. Sorry if I didn't. No, I haven't traded Forex. I actually started, my trading journey started on crypto, or in crypto. And then I moved into futures, and for a period of time I only traded oil. I didn't look at anything else. Do good. Cool. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so when I started trading crypto, I was buying and holding. That's all I was doing. You know, a buddy of mine flashed his wallet at me and showed me how well he was doing with crypto, and so I went home that night and bought Bitcoin and bought Ethereum, and then over a period of time I started watching, you know, trading videos on YouTube to see, you know, just to give me an idea of maybe when I should buy crypto. And then eventually I was like, well, hang on, why can't I just learn to read these charts? And then I found a community, a crypto community that had an education platform, and then went down that rabbit hole. And through that community I met a fella from America who traded futures. Even though he was in the crypto community, he traded futures, and he only traded oil. And then I got into that and started trading oil, and I haven't traded anything but futures since. I still hold crypto though. Oh, so you traded Forex as well, Jerome? Yeah, I just always see people complaining about spread and stuff like that. I mean, I've never really looked at Forex too much, so I can't really comment on it. Mohammed says EU violated the daily FVG, GU did not. Bearish price expectation. Yeah, I'm looking at bearish using the information on the chart for GU. We've respected the bearish FVG here, so I'm looking for price to be bearish. It's like NQ and ES sometimes. Well, actually yesterday I had a bearish bias for NQ and I had a bullish bias for ES. It's just the way it rolls sometimes. And then you either decide to sit on your hands, or you wait till an A+ setup forms on the asset you trade, and you look to take it. Talking about crypto, let's have a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's having a reaction out of the bearish FVG. I pointed this out the other day that we swept all these lows, so that was our area of interest, the level we were looking for price to reach to. We can see that we had a beautiful reaction from there. Look at the size of this buyer's wick. We've immediately moved higher, and then we've pushed up into this bearish FVG, so not unusual to see it price stall a little bit there. Even if price does move lower, fill this sort of void here, this gap here, and then look for price to push through and disrespect this level. But I'm ready for morning, Nick. How you going, buddy? I'm ready for alt season, guys. I'm ready for alt season, so I want to pay my house off. Ethereum's been a little sluggish. Really needs to get some legs here. I'll just be watching this level, 50% of this level. We've swept out the low here. Haven't really accelerated from there just yet. I'd like to see price move higher and give us a change in the state of delivery. And we do have a change in state of delivery down here actually. But price is certainly consolidating at the moment. We need to get out of this range. A nice unicorn out of this range would be good. We can start attacking these highs again. We're getting close to wrapping up, guys, so if you want to throw any questions in the chat, please do so now. If there's an asset you want me to have a quick look at, drop it in the chat. And remember, Adam's stream, Day Trading Realtor, his stream will be kicking off at 8:15, I believe. The link is in the chat. Just go up to the, scroll up to the top of the chat and you'll see the link in there if you are looking to expedite any evals, or if you just want to join in and support Day Trading Realtor, that'd be amazing. Give him a follow, give him a thumbs up. Okay, Jimmy, for evals, you got it, Jerome. How did you know? Yep, let's get ready for CPI. Let's go and do it, guys. If you have access to Day Trading Realtor's spreadsheet, make sure you do the work on that. Work out your pad size. I'm sure he will go through it on the stream. There he is. No, I'm sure my mic's working. Everyone else can hear me, I hope. Give me a thumbs up just so Adam knows that my mic's working. Oh, does it? Yeah, right. You know what? Okay. I had to do a reboot of my computer and I bet you the default microphone changed. Thanks for letting me know, buddy. I'll have to check that out. We were just talking about you, buddy. Your ears must have been burning. We've been giving you a shout out. Been asking everyone to jump over to your stream very shortly. So are you going to run through the spreadsheet at all, Adam, or are you you're just going to do it based on a 250k account and you're going to expedite today yourself? Cool, awesome. There you go, guys. Well, I think we might end the stream there unless anyone's got one last quick question. Drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll end the stream there and we'll go and get ready for CPI and head over and hang out and wait for DTR to get his stream going. That would be amazing. Please sub to the channel, guys. If we can get to 1,000 subs by the end of January, I'll be a very happy man. Not that I'm not happy now, but it would just make me a little bit more happy, I guess. I do work hard every day to produce content for everyone, and getting to 1,000 subs would be a huge accomplishment. So if you can push the channel far and wide, I'd greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, let's wrap it up. Appreciate you all for joining in. The link's in the chat, Nick, at the top. The link to the stream. Alright guys, take care. Bye for now.